All right. Can you guys see my screen? Please give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're seeing the presentation. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. My name is Dr. Alexandra Kramer. I'm the Associate Dean here at the Graduate School. I'm your host for this evening. Welcome to our grad night. Thank you for joining us. We have our speaker presentations, and we have our speaker presentations this evening, and an opportunity for questions and answers after the presentation. Quick bit of housekeeping rules before we start. Please ask questions during in our chat session. Rosie will be monitoring our chat, so please put your questions in there. Please mute your microphones if you are not speaking to reduce the background noise. And finally, this presentation will be recorded. So let's get started. First, we will be hearing from Dr. Robert Kaiser, our Vice Chancellor for Graduate School, to give us an overview of who we are. So, Dr. Kaiser, you have the floor.
Thank you, Dean Kramer. Good evening, everyone. I apologize for my voice. I'm actually fighting a cold. It's a pleasure to be with you all. I just want to acknowledge all the students who are in the audience. Thank you for joining us. You may or may not know, but there are over 6,000 colleges and universities in the United States. So for you to attend an informational session with Kaiser University, we really do appreciate it. I want to acknowledge the faculty and the staff, who I think are the best in the entire world, let alone the United States. Thank you for joining us. I know we're taking out of your evening, so I so do appreciate it. Students, if you are pursuing a master's degree, you will be aspiring to join the 12% of the American population. If you are pursuing a doctorate degree, if you take out the if you take out the doctorate of medicine and you take out the JD, only 1% of the entire American population has a PhD. So you are absolutely embarking on the road less traveled, and I want to acknowledge your persistence and your ambition for doing so. So kudos to all of you. A little bit about Kaiser University. We were started in 1977, a mother and son pairing, who just happened to be my grandmother and my father, who I do love dearly, and still, at least my father speak to. My grandmother was 100 when she passed, and she worked till she was 93 at the institution. We started with one student, and that student was late, unfortunately. When we reached out to that student's father, she was a dependent, and we asked, why did you enroll at Kaiser University? His answer changed our path in terms of our institutional mission for the rest of our entirety. And he said, I met your son and I met you, and I think you can make an outstanding professional of my daughter. What we realized was that there's a demographic of Americans that are underserved. They're the working adults. They used to be called the non-traditional student population, which is now the traditional student population, as the majority of Americans who are attending college and university nowadays are working adults. Many of you, if not all of you, are working adults. You have full-time jobs. You have other priorities and other situations outside of going to school. And we do understand that, and that is why our educational journey is catered to you. We will never treat you like a student ID. I had a great educational experience, but I was treated like a number. When I went to George Washington University, which is my alma mater, my student ID was G336-42858. You might find that amazing that I do remember that. I do, because I was terrible at math. I can't remember anyone's phone number, maybe my wife's and my father's and my mother's, and that's about it. But the reason I remember that student ID is because I put that on every single paper and every single exam that I took. That was how the institution knew me, and that's our commitment to you. You will not be treated as a number. We'll get to know you on a first name and last name basis. Just very quickly about the institution. In 2023, we were ranked #1 by U.S. News and World Report as the #1 school in the entire United States, for social mobility. This is a measure of our return on investment. That is really our focus as an institution. We are not actually attempting to be the most prestigious or the most exclusive. What we are trying to do is take Americans who are aspiring to advance their professional careers, help them find jobs, help them find better paying situations, and upskill their life. So to take blue collar individuals and make them gray collar, and gray collar individuals and make them white collar. And we want to do that in the quickest, most expedient, and most cost effective manner possible. So when we say we want you to start, we also want you to graduate So we want you to get in, get out, and get a degree and get working as soon as possible. That is our mission. We've been ranked in the top 50 since the ranking has come out. But as you can see, we are also ranked very highly, although our goal is, again, not to be the most prestigious. Our faculty are tremendous. Our academic administrators are tremendous, and they do an amazing job. And because they do, we get highly ranked in multiple areas academically. But ultimately, what is most important is that you know we are here for you. Your goal is our goal. We want you to graduate. We want you to be successful practitioners and scholars, and we will do everything we can except taking the class because you will work very hard. That is the truth. But we will be there for you every step of the way. And to that effect, I'm going to put my email address in the chat so you can reach out to me anytime. I would love to get to know you. It doesn't have to be about Kaiser University. I'm happy to talk to you about whatever it may be. We can talk about sports. We can talk about entertainment, whatever it may be. I just want to be supportive of you in your journey and get to know you as an individual. With that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Kramer again. I apologize for my voice as I'm under the weather, but it is a pleasure to be with you. Thank you, Dean Kramer.
Thank you, Dr. Kaiser, for that overview of Kaiser University. We really appreciate it. Next, we are going to be hearing from Dr. Sharika Brown. She is our program coordinator for the Master of Organizational Leadership program. She will be talking to us about common trends surrounding organizational leadership. Dr. Brown, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Good good night from where I am. Can everyone hear me? Yes? Okay.
We can, yes.
All right, that's good. I'm going to talk to you about some common trends surrounding leadership in the state of I am the program coordinator for the Master of Organizational Leadership program. And I'm going to just give you some background on the importance, or as I stated, common trends surrounding organizational leadership. So what you need to know about today's leadership landscape is that the world has changed, and leadership, not the foundation of it, but leadership overall must change too. I always look at change as a wave. If you go to the beach and you see the wave coming, if you don't jump, then you're going to drown. So if you continue to just let the wave buffet you, you're going to drown. So how leadership is over the last couple of years, there's a new era, and how we lead and the people that we lead has changed. So think about this. 70% of organizations now operate with hybrid or remote teams. So now you have to know how to lead hybrid or remote teams. Companies led by purpose-driven leaders, they see 30% higher innovation rates than do other companies. And by 2030, 85 million jobs could actually go unfilled due to the fact that there will be leadership skills gap. Okay, so I want you to think about that. Now, the top leadership trends shaping organizational leadership. One is leading without walls. As I stated before, you have a lot of hybrid and remote teams. And the second one is people first and always. So leading without walls, you have most leaders are leading teams they might never meet in person. And leaders must master digital communication, virtual collaboration, and building trust online. And I would also add, they must now master AI. Leaders must create culture through screens, a skill worth its weight in gold, because everything is technologically based. People first and always is another shift from where leadership was. I remember the initial theory of leadership was called the great man theory. That theory stated that only a man would be a leader, and to be distinct about it, only a Caucasian man could be a leader. And there's a major shift. Leadership has developed over the years. You have different scholars, you have different types of leadership. Now the shift is people first. So just like the engine of your vehicle, those are the people. If the engine is not working, your beautiful car will not move. So mental health isn't a nice to have thing to talk about, but that has been a big part of what leaders need to become essential at in addressing and seeing these areas in their employees. Leaders who ignore well-being lose their best people. Some people need help, and that's just how the world works. Leaders are learning to create psychologically safe environments where people thrive. And the last part is about the skills that will set you apart from other leaders. One is data-driven leadership, because technology is in everything. You have emotional intelligence and you have sustainable thinking. So in data-driven leadership, many decisions are now backed by analytics and intuition, and they use AI for assistance, not a replacement, but as assistance. And they interpret metrics that matter based on these type of replacements. The emotional intelligence part is very important. It has always been part of leadership, and it's the number one predictor of leadership success. You have self-awareness, empathy, and relationship management in the area of emotional intelligence. And you lead with your head, not with your heart. Now, of course, you are going to be empathetic. I would say a good way of putting it is combining the two. But also you have to make sure you lead more with your head and not your heart. And the last is sustainable thinking. So abbreviated ESG, environmental social governance, is now on every board agenda. And leaders who ignore sustainability, they won't have companies to lead. And they have to learn to balance profit, people, and the planet all together, where you have corporate social responsibility. And that is my little snippet for the night. I could go much further, but I was told I only have 5 minutes, and I'm going to be obedient. Back over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. That's a lot of information in that 5 minutes, so thank you very much. AI is definitely a topic that is on everyone's mind, so I really appreciate it. Next, we are going to hear from Dr. Fred Turner. Dr. Turner is the Department Chair for Public Administration, Criminal Justice, and Homeland Security here at Kaiser University Graduate School. He will be speaking to us tonight about our Doctor of Public Administration program. Dr. Turner, the floor is yours.
Great, thank you. Can everybody hear me?
We can, yes.
Awesome, thank you. All right, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm excited to share our new Doctor of Public Administration program designed for experienced public servants ready to lead institutions, shape policy, expand community impact in the government, nonprofits, or mission-driven sectors. So why a DPA? So this is a doctorate that deepens your public service commitment with 3 key benefits. First is leadership excellence, right? Prepares you for roles like city managers, nonprofit executive directors. Second, policy impact equips you to tackle challenges. For example, public safety at the city, state, local level, homelessness, healthcare, you name it. Third, advanced skills in analytics and evaluation make you a thought leader. So what will you learn? The curriculum builds on 3 core competencies: leadership and strategy for change management in governments. You've got data evaluation and performance analytics and program assessment. So, and ethics, drawing on NASPA and ASPA codes to balance equity, accountability, and innovation. So with this program, there's some key features. You will complete, once you've finished your coursework, you will complete an applied doctoral project. So this is to solve a real world workplace problem for measurable agency impact. We have 8-week asynchronous sessions. You can maintain your family life, work full time, and we have these recorded sessions for you. And this program can be completed in roughly 20 to 32 months. Depends on if you're taking one class at a time or two. Program details. So the program is 44 credits. It's got 8 foundational courses that you would take, and the range is from policy, program evaluation, budgeting, ethics. You have 9 credit hours in electives. You can take courses in criminal justice, business, healthcare, are a few options available to you. You would also take 9 credit hours in research methods and 8 for your final applied doctoral project. So the program is fully online except one West Palm Beach residency. All right, so the federal, so when we look at careers, I'll just talk about this really briefly, but with the federal retirement, we're seeing a growth. It's gonna ebb and flow depending on the administration. But with that even being said, there's still growth in the federal sector. There's positions, emergency management, sustainability, budget directors, and many, many, many more. I could go on forever. I have a whole presentation. So, this is something that I can talk to you more about and can give more information. But that is all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Turner. That's a lot of information, and the program is very interesting. Thank you very much for that. Rosie, do we have any questions in our chat area?
I don't see any questions right now.
Okay, perfect. I'm sorry, I was on mute. So here's our contact information. We have our admissions email addresses there. We have our link to schedule, our link to apply, and there's our blog. And for tonight's speakers, here is our email addresses. If you have any questions, you can reach out to any one of us. I thank you very much to everyone for joining us. Before we leave, if you have any questions, you can come off mute, ask the questions. If not, we can call it a night.
I see a couple in the chat now.
Okay, perfect. If you want to, Rosie, if you want to ask those questions out loud, that'll be great.
Yeah, so one of the questions is about the application process. Depending on the program that you're looking into, our master's and doctoral degrees, we have opportunities where you would submit, of course, your transcript, resume, and then we also have a personal statement requirement for our doctoral degrees. For those whose GPA falls below a 3.0, we do require a personal statement letter. We can, of course, connect you with an admissions counselor as well to kind of go over those details a little bit more, because we do review your transcripts for potential transfer credit opportunities as well. So we definitely want to make sure we get our hands on that once you go through the enrollment process with us. And the other question is about cost. Again, that's a conversation we can connect you with one of our admissions counselors. Total cost, it definitely, can vary depending on if you have any transfer credits, if there's any opportunities for some scholarship opportunities. So we want to make sure we give you the most accurate information when it comes to that. I did put the email address and phone number for the admissions department so we can get you connected. If you like, you can leave your contact in the chat and we can also get someone to reach out to you directly. Thank you, EJ. Someone asked about the DNAP. That one's only at our Naples campus. So we can get you connected with that campus. So whoever has questions about that, if you leave your contact, we can get you connected with that campus. I don't see any other questions. Someone has one for you, Dr. Turner. Oh, yeah. So they were confirming about the residency. So yes, there is only one residency for the DCJ program. Our PhD programs, they do have 2 residency requirements for that one. It doesn't look like we have any other questions.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Our contact information is here. The admissions and email address is here. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Thank you very much for joining us, and everyone have a good evening. Bye.
Hi.
Have a great evening.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.